I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we're going to switch gears here a little bit. Now it's going to be mana starting here in the 5 o'clock. As the blue Protoss is going to have Strelock starting in the 7 as the teal Terran. So this is going to be game 1 of this series. We'll be kind of jumping back to the other one as soon as we have the replay for it. So apologize for that, but what are you going to do? Been seeing a lot of TVP today, but definitely the Zergs are up there as well.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
surprising.
what we saw is ZBZ with Moman and who was it? Oh, it was
Anyang
Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anyang Prime. Naruto's been in here. Machine's been in here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot
So I mean,
of guys
you
been here.
Zerg players showing up. Obviously, there have been some upsets. Sky defeated In Control. So you know.
Is the Sky Zerg?
No, Sky is actually Terran, I believe, if I remember
Terran?
correctly.
Okay.
So let's see here. Strelock, it looks like he is going to be going for a partial wall off, if nothing else. Is not choosing to go for a fast expand. And neither is Mana.
Alright.
So Gateway going down. And I'm actually anxious to see what Mana does, because I haven't cast a Mana game in forever.
Same. Where's he been? Do you have any idea?
Well, Mana, I mean, it's still on Mao's obviously, but he's been doing a lot of European events, and obviously, you know, since I just recently acquired a European account, if it still even works.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been able to cast European events, so he hasn't really been coming over. You know, he used to be on the Undeniable Gamer circuit and stuff like that for a while, Craft Cup and all that stuff, but he's been going for more mainstream European tournaments now, so kind of sticking over there. He's obviously been, they skipped MLG, so it's been interesting to see where Mao has gone, because there was a couple big Italian and French tournaments actually that I think he competed in instead. So, and Strelock, of course, always one of those guys that you got to keep your eye on. Just because of the fact that he will put pressure on you if you're not careful. But at the same time, he does like to play kind of a defensive, laid-back style, so we're going to see a lot of probably macro economy out of him this game, although depending on what Mana decides to go, we may not. He may try to switch gears here, but he's going for that command center. And going to basically keep that pro from seeing it. He did lock it up inside the base, so that was good. And is now going down to the low ground. Going to probably see some bunkers being put down on the second ramp. And SCV getting a lot of good information, seeing where those chrono boosts, those ever important chrono boosts, are being spent.
Yeah. Now, man, I did see the lack of refineries. That might tell him a no gas expand is happening. We'll see if he's going to go and operate under that assumption or not. It looks like he will, as he's sending out a probe to get that his own expansion.
Yeah, we're also seeing 2 more Raxes going down for Strelock. There's the double gas taken, so we're going to head for that. So we're seeing a Spanish Terran build, basically. No, I'm just joking. Man, definitely going for that expansion. We are seeing a second gate being thrown down, potentially even a third. Warp Gate Tech just now got started, though. That will be behind. And a Starker going to come up here and check things out. It will have to backtrack, though.
Yep, he does not want to lose his life. As for what he's seen, he didn't even see the bunker. All he knows is that there are Marines up there at the top, so he might operate under the assumption that there is an exploit, judging by the Marine blazing, but the lack of seeing a bunker may really hurt his thoughts. He might actually go ahead and realize there's a possibility of a ridiculous Marine all-in, but as the clock ticks down, it's become less and less likely.
Yeah, you know, at first I thought maybe he was going for a 1 Rax fast expanded into a 7 Rax, but we're not seeing that. You know, we're just seeing defensive play. Like I said, Strelock just likes to play a very passive defensive game. You're going to see him build up. He's going to move out when he wants to, and until then, we're not going to see any pressure from him. So it's really going to be down to Mana to really try to get things moving here if he really wants to. It does look like we're going to see a 3-gate robo out of him. So Colossus definitely going to be on the board here shortly, maybe even just starting off with some Immortals, but definitely going to be getting that Observer out.
Yep.
Combat shields, of course, being researched first instead of stim. So interesting usage of that. Looks like we're going to get the extra HP in case, and that's about halfway done. Stim, of course, going to get started here Hopefully they'll go over concussive shell.
Interesting choice. Looks like he's kind of playing for an early game. He might be doing like a before stim push. Like I've never really seen that. I mean, it's just theoretical thoughts on my part, but maybe once combat shield pushes, he'll do a concussive shell combat shield push. Can't imagine that's actually what he's
we've
doing.
seen it before. I mean, it's not like it's something, you know, crazy out of the box. But I mean, we don't see it that often. I mean, we really don't. You know, there are benefits to that. If he concussive shell obviously finishes very quickly, and whatnot. So
yeah, I mean, it's good for in comparison to Thorzane against Naniwa, where Thorzane actually got his concussive shell like 20 minutes into the game. That was just hilarious. Alright, so now observers are actually going to go ahead and see these guys as they move out towards Mana's base. And we're going to go ahead and see exactly that Mana's basically at the force field. They have a hope of defending against this. Not really many zealots, but if Strelock moves up, there should be some 2 or 3 force fields to make sure that these guys can't really do much, but they're just going to go ahead and retreat anyway.
yeah, I mean, this is a wise move. I mean, with this many sentries out, and especially with that narrow ramp, I mean, he was going to get, you know, split basically. So, you know, basically just buy his time. He kind of saw what I think he needed to see, and just going to kind of backtrack, like I said. But again, this is what he does. He'll just kind of poke in, do what he wants, and then pull back. Mana, on the other hand, once he gets going with this, he will not stop. You will see consistent pressure all the time. But we have seen Mana do awesome fights versus Terran. You know, Nama and Mana is probably one of the most memorable fights I've ever seen out of him. I mean, Mana was literally backed into a corner for 10 straight minutes and managed to battle out with nothing but sentries and stalkers and maybe one Colossus every now and then. But so you have got to put consistent pressure on Mana. If you lit up even for a minute, you know, he's going to bust out and hurt you bad. So we'll see if Strelock can at least keep some consistent pressure. He does need to take care of this observer though that's in his base. He's getting, right now Mana's getting some awesome information about what Strelock is going for. And it does look like we're going to see another expansion for Mana out on top of this, which is going to really come back to haunt Strelock if he doesn't start to do something soon.
Yep. And Mana is actually throwing down a forge, actually a double forge, so he's going to be able to go ahead and start getting his double ground upgrades amidst his expo.
Yeah, we have seen that double forge come into play quite often these days, especially around this time. A lot of players are starting to switch into the whole mentality of, oh, I need you know, both armor and weapons going at the same time for timing pushes and whatnot. So Mana is definitely going to be gearing up to do something soon. But in the meantime, looks like we might have Charge or Blink on the way for Mana. Strelock is getting medevacs out quite consistently. He'll have to switch into Vikings here shortly, though, once he sees. And there is a Ghost Academy out as well, but he has not used it yet. Nope, he does. There we go. There's the 2 ghosts. And they do have EMP, so that's going to be nice to have.
Yeah, 2 EMPs is pretty much all you need to do the 200 energy that sentries have.
And especially with these... Oh, he is splitting them. Good. So he is anticipating ghosts potentially showing up, but if he moves in wrong, those ghosts will pick that off. And, oh no, the medevacs go ahead! Oh no! And the ghost did not show up in time, but it's not really going to matter too much. It looks like Thermal Lances have finished, though. And, oh, no, never mind. Not good medevac saturation. There we go, finally picking up the pieces. And these Zealots are not necessarily getting the targets they want down quickly enough. Colossus backtracking back. And
yeah,
Zealots are going to force a load up, but will he see that base? He does know about it, so...
Yeah, that Colossus actually survived somehow. With very little health left.
Yeah, these units are so weakened, though. These Stalkers are going to be able to clean this up so easily. There goes one medevac. There goes more Marauders. They're going to get picked off. More stuff getting queued up. We do see another push coming. It does look like he's going to make a beeline for this 3rd base, though. He wants to make sure that this does not stay online, as he is just now getting his 3rd online. And, oh, stem coming up the ramp. There we go. And Stalker's going to run right into it as we continue on with this. But next going down quickly is Mana reinforcing anything. He does have stuff moving over here, and there's another drop in the natural that did not do as much. That it was a distraction, though, in order to help pick up this Nexus kill, which is very nicely done. And now the Forces is going to be moving in here, but in theory there's no Stalkers here. He could just load this up. I don't know why he's staying around. Strelock should load up and move out. There we go.
Yeah, this is a really, really great aggression by Strelock. It's really putting Mana on edge. Strelock has also got his own third now up, so that's really going to help out even more. The fact that he's up a base is what he needs. When you go Bio Ball, you need the economy to support it.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of concerned, though. Yeah, there we go. There's the Vikings finally started. Oh, no, more Marauders coming in here. He's going to drop. There's one Colossus down. There's two. Trying to get the third one. Needs to get the third one. There's three. And now the Zealot's he's just going to pick right back up and take off. So nice kills. But these Zealots are going to make a chase and decide to turn around. So more stuff getting loaded up. And finally we're starting to see a nice medevac saturation for this Bio Ball. I was a little bit concerned in the early going. But we're going to definitely see level 2 armor on the way. Level 2 weapons is halfway done. And level 2 infantry weapons almost done for Strelock.
Yep. It looks like we have one Viking on the field.
Yeah, there is Archons now being put out. That's going to be, he's going to need to start keeping those ghosts out. And a nice micro against these Zealots. Charge is coming to play, but not as much as Mana would like, as there is a cooldown, and a little bit of a flank attack happening as well. This will clean it up. Medevac almost done. Oh, there we go. And the Archon will get cleaned, but that Medevac needs to kind of go. And wow, Mana's going to GG.
Okay, so Mana feels like he's just too far behind, which he honestly...
he was. I mean, he was 69 to 125. Let's look at food count. 50. Food count. Or, I'm sorry, worker count was the same. Pretty much.
The army was just so strong.
Well, I mean, let's take a look at that army count. Army was 70 to 8. Yeah, that'd do it.
Yeah.
So, gonna try to find game 2 here.